Okay, you know what? It's 5 a.m. and I look and feel like crap, but I don't get why, like in high school or middle school or any, like, school in America, why well, I guess it's probably in other places, but why is it required that you do, like, certain classes for credits? Like, I can understand in elementary school and even in middle school you need your basics in English and math and science and all of that stuff. Like, of course you need that. But at the same time, it's like, what about in high school? In high school, I wanted to be in theater arts, and I wanted to be in regular art. I wanted to be in choir. I wanted to be in culinary arts. I wanted to be in, like, the arts, you know? But I couldn't. I could only pick one per year what I wanted to do in high school. And then I had to do English and math and science and social studies. And I don't know about in other places, but in America, social studies or history feels the same every year. Because in Texas, we just learn U.S. history and Texas history. So it's just the same thing. Every single year, we are taught the same thing. And I get sick of it after a while, you know? And English, it felt like I was taking the same class every year. And I never had a problem with English in elementary school or middle school. In high school, I started failing English because I was sick of it. Like, literally, I had an option to be in advanced English or language arts or whatever, but I was so sick of it. I was just like, just give me regular English. I don't care. I don't want to be in language arts or advanced language arts. The only freaking difference is that there's more work to do, but it's the same crap. And it's like, why couldn't I have been in the classes I wanted to be in? I had already done well in English. I mean, I'd already passed it, and it's not like anything was changing. So why did I have to do that? I don't understand it. And it's like, even in the arts classes, which you could only, like, do one of, it's like, you weren't there with other students who were impassioned about the arts. You were in there with a bunch of kids who were jerks and just wanted to be there to get their art credit and then be done. And they were jerks and they didn't care about the class, and it wasn't any fun. It was just annoying. I'm sorry I was shaking the camera, but it's like, why is that fair? Like, for other kids, it's like, if they don't want to take art classes, they don't have to. Like, for someone who's good at science and math, which there's nothing wrong with science and math. I really loved science growing up, and now that I'm older, I like math a lot more than I did, and I enjoy doing it. But I mean, not much as other stuff, but I mean, it's not terrible. And like, why is it fine for them to dislike the arts, but for people who are interested in the arts, why they still have to take those classes, even if they've already shown that they have a pretty good grasp on it? Like with me, like with language arts, it felt like I was doing the same class every year for like 4 years, and I was done with it. Like, in my sophomore year, before I dropped out, it was like, I hated it. I hated language arts, because not only I had a whole bunch of bullies in that class who were jerks to me. One time they tried to cut my hair off because I had it in a ponytail, and they tried to cut it off. And I hated that class, not just because I was being bullied, because it was literally the same class, literally the exact same teacher, and I didn't fail English. It was just that the English was the exact same freaking thing every year. God. And it's like, why couldn't, because that year I also had to choose between, like, art and culinary arts and choir and theater, and it's like, why did I have to take that stupid English class again instead of doing something I actually care about, you know? And it's like, for mentally ill kids who are interested in the arts, it's like they're being forced to take classes they don't give a crap about just because they need their credits, and they're only allowed to pick one thing that they'll actually care about and be interested in. Like, dude, can you imagine how much easier it would be for mentally ill people to make friends and feel like good about themselves if they were able to take classes they actually wanted to be in and actually cared about? Can you imagine how easy it would be for them to make friends with people who are also really, really passionate about those things? It would be a lot easier, and it would be good for them. And I understand things like math and English and social studies and science are important, but it's like in high school, it feels like you know the basics. You probably have a pretty good grasp on anything from middle school. I can understand if you had a lot of trouble that you need to take the classes because you had a lot of trouble or something in middle school, but for God's sake, you know, it just upsets me. And another thing, that you have to get a language credit. Like, I was interested in French. I was happy I got to take a French class and everything. But first off, my teacher was a jerk year one, and I only just barely passed. And then second year, the teacher was cool. He was from Nigeria, and no, he was not. He was not from Nigeria. He was from Niger, and he was cool. But they just expected you to have remembered everything from last year, even though it's been an entire summer since you've done any French, and I only just barely passed French 1 anyway. And then it's like, why? Like, I live in Texas, so there's a lot of people from Mexico. There's a lot of people who had family who was from Mexico, and so a lot of people just spoke Spanish. Why are people who speak 2 or more languages required to get a language credit? Why? Why are they required to get a language credit? They already speak 2 languages, and you know, all the people who speak Spanish would just go to the Spanish class, and it's like, that's cool for them, but it's like, why do they have to take the class at all? They already speak Spanish. Why do they have to take it at all? Like, and putting them in French class wouldn't help either, because it's like, who cares? They're already bilingual. They don't need that credit. They could use that to do something they actually want to do, to take a class they actually care about. But you put them in a class that is completely unnecessary for them so they can get a crappy credit so they can graduate from this stupid high school. I don't get it. Maybe I'm stupid and ignorant and I don't know anything. And I'm a freaking dropout anyway, so what do I know? But it's just, it pisses me off so much that this is the school system. Like, for me, who was bullied and ended up dropping out, I wonder if I had been able to be in classes I cared about and to meet people who were just as passionate about those things as me, I might not have left high school. I mean, the big reason I was bullied is because I was forced into the same classes with my bullies who I had in a whole bunch of classes because they sorted the classes alphabetically. So, of course, I ended up with a lot of people in the same classes, and as a result, I had a lot of classes with my bullies, and it's like, that's so stupid. Like, if I had been sorted into classes with people who had the similar interest to me, because we were taking the same class because it's something we care about, it's like I might have made a lot of friends and been more confident and actually had a good time, but I didn't, and I got bullied, and I had a panic attack, and I dropped out. Now I'm 18, and I gotta get my GED and go to community college, so I don't know. I just think we really need some changes, and it's freaking, it's 5:30 a.m., and I'm angry and alone, so, and I look like garbage, so, but I just felt like saying this. I've never made a vlog before, so it's probably stupid, but I just felt like it needed to be said. So thanks for watching this. If you did, tell me if you agree or disagree. I mean again, what do I know? I'm just upset at night. I'm an angry teenager in the middle of the night, so I had to vent my feelings on a video. Have a good one.